mobile gamers? In today's video we have
Mightiest Lord
guide. We're gonna talk all about stage 1 today, training troops, and then throughout the rest of the week we will cover all the other stages. So tomorrow we'll have stage 2, and then the next day 3, and the next day 4, and then the next day 5. So make sure you guys and girls are subscribed to the channel for more Dawn of Dynasty videos. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our uploads or when we live stream. Any of these tips, tricks helped you out, or just because you want to be super duper nice and help support the channel for free, hit the thumbs up button along with that subscription. So here we go, the Mightiest Lord. I'm just going to do a brief overview of what this event is, and then we're mostly going to just talk about stage 1 in this video. So Mightiest Lord is an event which is 5 stages, and it is over the span of 6 days. Every day there is a new stage, and then the last stage is over a 2-day period. Now when it comes to ranking for this event, there are actually 2 different rankings. You will have an overall ranking, which is accumulative points that you've acquired throughout all the stages. And then there is the specific stage ranking. So we're going to go over here and we'll take a look right here. The tier ranking is for that stage that you are currently in. And then overall ranking is for all 5. And then you can go and you can look at the different rewards that you will get. Overall ranking gives some amazing rewards. Place gets 180, which is absolutely amazing. And then it kind of really drops off after that. Rank 2 will get 90, 60, and it really drops down. So if you kind of go and you look about rank 46 to 50 is only going to get 1. So if you have not even unlocked this character, you are going to need to hit at least rank 11 to 15 to get those 10 soul gems so that you can unlock that legendary character. This first stage is all about training troops. Depending on the level of troop, you will get more points. So if you click the little question mark right here, you'll see a breakdown. Level 1 troops will give you 5 points, and then if you train level 2s, it kind of doubles as it goes up, 5, 10, 20, 40. The big jump is from T4 troops to T5 troops. You'll notice it does more than double. So it goes up to 100, from 40 to 100. So that's a huge takeaway. Now, depending on your server, that's going to play a huge role in this event, because you're going to have servers that are going to have huge whales that spend thousands of dollars, and it's going to be tough if you don't really spend money to really make the top 10, top 15. Whereas you may get in a server where you don't have really big spenders and you can get really lucky. Also, another thing that will play a huge role is depending on how new your server is. My server is very new. This is our first Mightiest Lord. So for us, I think the biggest whale has T4 troops. There might be someone who has T5 troops. I'm not 100% sure. There might be somebody. Most people have around like T3 troops, T2 troops. There's some that are at T4. So I would highly recommend that if you're in a new server and this is kind of like your first go around for Mightiest Lord, and you personally don't even have like tier 3 troops, then I wouldn't even try and go super hard in this specific event. The majority of your points are going to be from stage 5, which is the PvP event, where you get a ridiculous amount of points from destroying enemy units. So personally, like, I wouldn't, like, I only have T2 unlocked right now. I'm working my way up to T3. So I'm not going to go like ridiculously crazy for this event. Personally, my priority right now is trying to get to T3 troops. So what I do is I just try and train up enough so that I can get all 3 of these rewards. Definitely make sure you're getting all 3 of these rewards. It's only like 30,000 points, which is relatively easy. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you do have the ability to kind of upgrade your lower tier troops to the higher tier troops. There is no real difference upgrading a T1 to a T2 when it comes to kind of the time and the amount of points you will get for stage 1. The big change, or I should say the big bonus you will get from upgrading your lower tier to higher tier when you upgrade a tier 4 troop to a tier 5, because the tier 5 troops take a ridiculous amount of time to train. I mean, absolutely insane. And because of that, it takes a lot less time and you still get a lot of points. Because remember, it's more than double. And when you upgrade a lower tier to the higher tier, you get the difference. So if you were to upgrade a T4 to a T5 points wise, you would get 60 points for every troop that was upgraded. So that's a significant difference. It's a lot better than having to go through and wait a ridiculous amount of time for that full 100 points. It kind of depends, you know, if you have the speed ups, the resources. Now, another big factor for this specific event is making sure that you have your troop training buildings as high as your town hall. The higher these buildings are, the more troops you will be able to train, which helps out a tremendous amount, especially for overnight training. If you can get 9 hours worth of troop training while you're sleeping, that helps out a tremendous amount. Whereas for me right now, if I train these cavalry at night, my maximum is like, it takes about like 4 hours to train. So I go to bed and then I wake up, and that's kind of like 4 or 5 hours wasted of troop training time. That's almost like double that. Like if I woke up and exactly 4 hours, train some more troops, and then went back to bed, you know, that's double the amount of troops I'm missing out on. Another thing that plays a huge role in this event is the faction. If you have not checked out my faction video, please check it out. I'll leave a little I link in the top right corner, and I'll also leave a link down below in the description box, where we did a whole video talking about the strengths, which ones are good, why they are good, and also we talked about the starting war maidens that you get depending on the faction that you choose. If you pick the Wii faction right here, you'll notice troop training speed by 5%. This will help you out specifically for this event. It'll be a lot easier on your troop training speed ups. And you really want to go hard specifically in this stage. Maybe you just want to get rank 1 in that specific stage. Then something that you could do is switch to this faction. Now you have to remember though, is it really worth it just to switch to the faction just for one stage reward? Honestly, I don't think so. The last tip I have is try and have troops training in advance to the event starting. Now if you go and you look at your event calendar, you'll kind of know when it's coming up. Like it'll show up on the event calendar. So you know the first stage will always be troop training. Now the Mightiest Lord happens, I believe, like every other week, so don't worry if you don't do well in your first Mightiest Lord. There will be plenty more to come, trust me. Try and have troops trained so that they'll either end when reset happens for your server and that event starts, because then that's like almost free training, and then as soon as those troops are all done, bam, you will get extra points as opposed to other people who just start training their troops right when the event starts. So you gotta try and think ahead. Stuff like that will help out